Hello, beloved community. It's good to be with you on this beautiful fall day. Today, I'm going to be looking at a passage from the Gospel of Mark and making what I hope is a compelling case for why, as Christians, we should stop dehumanizing one another.
Come, Holy Spirit, renew the face of the earth. Set your people free. Come, Holy Spirit, renew your image in us. Heal our humanity.
Hello, beloved community. It's good to be with you today. So, through the lectionary, we've been working our way this year through the Gospel of Mark, and here we find ourselves in Mark chapter 10, a story you may be familiar with, in which Jesus is walking along the road, and a beggar, Bartimaeus, who is blind, calls out to Jesus using this official title, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus brings healing to this man. So what's interesting, well, there's lots of interesting stuff in this passage. But what I want to look at today is how Jesus really models for us a way to notice the value in other human beings and to show respect and show respect to the inherent dignity of other human beings in the way that we give care. It makes a strong case for, if we're followers of Jesus, if he's trying to humanize people, we should be trying to humanize people. In this story, Bartimaeus is crying out for Jesus. And he's crying out for help. He's crying out for mercy, for grace. He recognizes who Jesus is and is crying out for mercy. And the crowd, the people around him, are trying to get him to shut up. And I was just thinking about how Bartimaeus is a person, he's described as a beggar. So he is a person who is outside of full participation in society. He is someone who is, asking for money because he doesn't have a way to support himself. So he is asking for, his basic needs to be met. And he is asking for mercy. He is asking for the mercy of his basic needs to be met. He's asking for the mercy to be treated as a full participant in society. And this is a person who, in this passage, others are telling him that, he shouldn't have a voice right now. Like, he should shut up. Like, stop crying out for Jesus. Like, be quiet. And I was just thinking about how dehumanizing that is, and how often people who are experiencing poverty, people who have to ask for money, people who have to ask for their basic needs to be met, which there's nothing shameful about wanting your basic needs to be met. There's nothing shameful about asking for money. Have you ever noticed how, like, people like to look away from people asking for money? And I'm not saying you have to give money to every person you see, but, like, how people attach shame to that? Like, if you see someone flying a sign on a street corner, or if you walk past someone, who has a cup out asking for money, like, there's this connotation that there's something shameful about it. There's nothing shameful about, if your basic needs are not being met, asking for your basic needs to be met. And in our society, money is one of the things that we need to have our basic needs met. It just is. And so there's nothing shameful about that. In fact, the thing about human beings, who are the image of God, is that all of us need our basic needs to be met to live. We all need, some of those same basic things. We all need shelter. We all need clothing. We all need food. We all need water. We all need community. We all need all the things to be human. And we need those things to live. And we need those things to thrive. So there's nothing shameful about asking what we need. What we need. What is shameful is that we live in a society in which some of us do not have what we need, and some of us have an extraordinarily amount more. That is shameful. And so Jesus sees this human being as a human being. He hears him and he says, come on, you're a full human being just like anybody else. And you witness that even more in what Jesus models for us next. He says, what do you need? He says, what do you want me to do for you? What do you want me to do for you? He empowers the man to claim and speak his needs. He doesn't make assumptions. Because that's another thing we do. That's another way we dehumanize each other, is we make a lot of assumptions about each other. We make assumptions about, I know what you need. I know what, I know how to use money. I'm not going to give you money because you don't know how to use money. I know how to use money, and I know what you need, and I know. That's just another way of dehumanizing each other. So I love that Jesus models for us this very humanizing question, this humanizing way of relating to another human being, which is to say, hey, what do you want me to do for you? What do you need? So if you're wondering how we can be more Christ-like, or what would Jesus do? The answer is that he would ask humanizing questions. He would notice people and not attach shame to them. He would see their humanity, and he would ask them questions like, what do you need? What can I do for you? So, as followers of Jesus, one of the things that we can really do is try to, reframe some of the ways that we think about other human beings. We can stop making assumptions, and we can notice people and humanize them and build community with them and make relationships with them, and continue to humanize one another.